Spring break, church, and school. What do these three things have to do with each other? Well, if you saw the title of this video, then you know. So let's just get into the story. It was the final week before spring break, and me and my brother were just chilling. And then all of a sudden, our mom came in and started complaining. Why? It was something along the lines of, why aren't we doing anything productive? She would always do this all the time, and then we would always give her the same explanation of being like, there isn't anything to do. And so, out of nowhere this time, the next day, I'm pretty sure, we just so happened to get mail about this church school thing. I'm not sure exactly what it was called, but basically it was church, and they would teach us, and this would last for all of spring break. So a certain someone signed us up just to get us out of her hair for the week. I tried to look it up to see if they still did it, but I guess not, since I couldn't find anything. I wasn't sure what to expect at first because both me and my brother went to other church programs in the past, so I figured it would be the same as those. But nope. First thing that happened was a school bus coming to pick us up. And I was already thinking to myself, I know she did not just take us to put us in this place. Anyway, I remember being really nervous because most of the kids that got on and the few that I knew from school that just so happened to also be there were the misbehaved kids. So I guess their parents didn't want them to be at the house either. Anyway, getting to the church building didn't make me feel better just because it looked like an actual prison. So it was the main church building, and then surrounding it is just a massive empty field. And then surrounding that empty field is just these tall fences. And then surrounding that would be just like these dense woods. I'm pretty sure a kid actually left, like legit just bounced, which is impressive because that would mean that he would have to go through the empty field, somehow not get noticed by any of the faculty there, and then climb the tall fence, and then he would have to go through the woods. And then after that, you would have to go through the ghetto, which surrounded the woods, which I don't know how he did that. And, oh yeah, also maybe walk back home if he even knew where that was. I don't think I ever saw that kid for the rest of the time there, so... Anyway, once we got off the bus, we were escorted to our classrooms where they taught us... I don't actually remember what they taught us. That's how useless it was! We would stay there until noon and then be taken to the cafeteria where we would eat. I remember the food just being really gross. It was somehow worse than normal school food. That's how you know it's bad. When you tried the food, you would just throw up. I remember seeing so many kids actually just be sick because of it. So I think none of us really ate. Although I think some of us just dared to eat it. But no one really did because we're not touching that crap. After that, we would go back to our classroom for another hour or two and then go back on the bus to get dropped off home. So yeah, it was pretty much like school. I also remember each day becoming worse. Like, there would just be an increase in fights with the misbehaving kids. I also think the older kids were using drugs. At least that's what my brother told me, since he was in classes with them. And I remember hearing this from the other kids in my class being like how there was a rumor saying how there were two kids doing it in the bathroom. So, I don't know. But the last day was probably the worst because while we were on the bus, just as I was about to sleep, bam! As our bus driver was backing up, he hit a car, and I think we had to stay there for at least an hour and a half waiting for the dude to come out of his house and talk and all that stuff.
Oh, hell no!
So yeah, after those 5 days were up, I remember my brother and I just telling our mom that we are never going back. Although I think we did it in two different ways. My brother just calmly did it, but the thing with me is that me, my mom, and my sister have very similar personalities where we just like express our emotions a bit too much and just end up start yelling and fighting a lot more. So it probably went something along the lines of this.
Shut up!
¿A quién estás diciendo shut up? ¿A mí me estás diciendo shut up? I think the next year we got the same letter from them, and luckily we found it before our mom did. So we just threw it away so she wouldn't even get the chance. So lesson of the day, I guess, just pretend to look productive in front of your parents so they don't try and take you to prison. But anyway, that's it for this video.